to go grocery shopping, and he won't even let me do that.
Shock rippled through the 1,000 LB Sisters fan base when reports emerged that Amy Slaton's husband, Brian Leavorn, had been arrested on drug charges. What made the situation even more disturbing was the claim that during the fallout, Brian refused to take responsibility for Amy's children. The news landed like a punch to the gut for viewers who had watched Amy fight for stability, safety, and a better future for her family. For Amy, this wasn't just another scandal. It was another devastating blow to a life she had spent years trying to rebuild. After countless struggles, health battles, public judgment, and failed relationships, she believed she had finally found a partner who could offer support and security. Instead, she was faced with betrayal, fear, and uncertainty once again. According to sources close to the situation, Brian's arrest was not minor. Law enforcement reportedly detained him on serious drug-related charges following a routine stop that quickly escalated. Officers allegedly discovered suspicious substances and items suggesting possible intent to distribute. While full legal details had not yet been publicly confirmed, rumors circulating throughout Kentucky painted a troubling picture, one that could lead to long-term incarceration if proven true. Amy was reportedly blindsided. Insiders say she had no idea Brian was allegedly involved in activity of this severity. For a woman already stretched thin emotionally, the realization that the person she trusted may have been living a double life was crushing. Friends described her as shaken, embarrassed, and terrified, not just about public perception, but about what this meant for her children's safety and future. What truly ignited public outrage, however, were the claims about Brian's words toward Amy's children. According to insiders, when Amy confronted him about what would happen to the family, Brian allegedly snapped that he didn't want her kids and cruelly suggested she put them in an orphanage. Reality television often blurs the line between entertainment and real life. For years, audiences have followed the journeys of the Slaton sisters, women who invited the world into their struggles, their triumphs, and their most vulnerable moments. Through laughter, tears, and raw honesty, the Slaton family became household names. Yet, behind the cameras and the editing, they remained real people facing very real challenges. In 2025, tragedy struck when Katie Slaton, beloved star of 1,000 Pounds, Sisters, passed away at just 37 years old. The news shocked fans worldwide. She was a figure who represented not only the hardships of weight loss and health battles, but also the resilience of the human spirit. Katie was not always in the spotlight as much as her sisters Amy and Tammy, but her presence in the family was deeply felt. She was the glue, the voice of reason, and sometimes the quiet strength, holding everyone together. Her sudden death sent shock waves through her family and her fan base. Tributes poured in from every corner of the internet. But perhaps most moving were the words from her family members who spoke openly about their grief, their memories, and the love they would always hold for her. This is not just a story about loss. It is about a woman who gave people hope, about a family trying to navigate unimaginable grief, and about fans across the globe who are mourning someone they felt they knew personally. In this video, we will take a closer look at Katie Slaton's life, her role within the family, the tragedy of her passing, and the heartfelt tribute her loved ones shared in her honor. Katie Slaton. More than reality television, Katie Slaton was not the loudest personality on the screen, nor was she always the center of the storyline. Yet, fans of 1,000 Pounds, Sisters came to know her as the steady voice in the background, the sister who offered perspective, and the family member who reminded everyone that life is not just about struggle. It is all. Amy Slaton makes a startling announcement that may force her to leave her kids. Hi there, everybody. Greetings from another thrilling video. I'm Jennifer from 90 Day Insider, and I'm here to give you the most recent news, drama, and exclusive behind-scenes looks. Let's get started. Once again, the 10,000-pound Sisters fan following has been rocked to its core. But this time it's not a sister feud erupting on camera or Tammy Slaton's most recent breakdown. No, Amy Slaton, the sister who so many people originally viewed as the family's trustworthy, stable heart, is the center of this storm. Fans are wondering about Amy's future as a mother, her role on the program, and even her emotional stability after her shocking announcement in 2025. Her two young Amy Slaton sons, Gage and Glenn, would be separated by hundreds of miles if she were to make the move, which would permanently alter their lives. Amy's private social media post was the first clue. She said in the since deleted message, even though it hurts, sometimes you have to put yourself first. Going somewhere new is necessary for me to start over. Fans initially thought she was referring to a short filming trip or holiday. A considerably darker image was then painted by a string of insider leaks. One production source claims that Amy has been seriously considering moving to a different state, perhaps even outside of the Midwest, in order to get away from the drama and start anew. For someone who has been under public scrutiny for years, that might seem like a reasonable decision. But there is a huge catch. Amy's children have strong ties to their current location. Due to their regular habits, family ties, and even shared custody arrangements, such a relocation may be quite problematic. Moving out of state without the right agreements in place might put Amy in a legal bind and perhaps result in her losing primary custody of her boys. As some followers quickly pointed out, without delay, rumors began to fly. ACC.
Tammy Slaton's terrifying hospital scares emotional breakdown. Tammy Slaton's life has always been under a microscope. Fans of 1,000-pound Sisters know her as the bold, often unpredictable sister of Amy Slaton, someone who openly shares her struggles with weight, love, and family. But behind the cameras, behind the reality TV drama, lies a story of fear, heartbreak, and near-death experiences that few have ever truly understood. This is part one of her journey. The day everything changed. The morning started like any other. Tammy awoke in her home. The familiar walls filled with memories of childhood, family gatherings, and the long years of battling her weight. But on this day, the routine would shatter into terror. As she attempted to move from her bed, a sharp pain gripped her chest. Her breathing felt shallow, labored, and heavy, as if the air itself had become a weight pressing down on her lungs. Every heartbeat felt amplified like a drumbeat warning of imminent danger. Within moments, the fear escalated. Tammy tried to call for help, but panic clouded her thinking. She had experienced breathing issues before, but this was different, more urgent, more terrifying. Every step she took sent waves of dizziness crashing over her. Her heart raced, her palms sweated, and a gnawing fear settled in her stomach. For the first time, she admitted to herself the possibility she might not make it through this day. Her family quickly noticed something was wrong. Amy, ever protective of her sister, rushed in, alarm etched across her face. "Tammy, what's happening? Talk to me," she pleaded, her voice trembling. Tammy's words were shallow gasps fragmented by fear. She tried to explain the pressure in her chest, the tightening in her throat. But the panic made speech nearly impossible. The moment was surreal. A simple morning routine had transformed into a race against time. Within minutes, paramedics arrived, their presence bringing a mixture of relief and renewed anxiety. 2.
Reality television thrives on spectacle. It survives on shock, emotional highs and lows, and the illusion that every dramatic moment is unfolding naturally in front of the camera. Viewers are trained to expect cliffhangers, heated arguments, tears, reconciliations, and surprise revelations. Yet the most significant twists often happen far away from the cameras, buried inside contract negotiations, late-night phone calls with producers, and quiet decisions made when someone finally reaches their limit. That is exactly where Tammy Slaton found herself. In a move that stunned fans and quietly sent shockwaves through the network, Tammy Slaton declined to sign a new contract and stepped away from 1000 LB Sisters before Season 8 even began filming. The decision didn't just surprise viewers. It threatened the foundation of the franchise itself. Tammy was not a side character. She was the emotional anchor, the relatable voice, the sister audiences rooted for season after season. For years, fans believed Tammy was living the dream she had fought so hard to reach. Fame, financial stability, a platform to inspire others, and a chance to rewrite her story. From the outside, walking away seemed unthinkable. Why would someone leave just as the spotlight burned brightest? The truth, according to those close to the situation, is far more complicated and far more human. To understand why Tammy refused to sign on for Season 8, it's necessary to return to the very beginning, long before TLC entered her life. Tammy Slaton was never groomed for fame. She wasn't a celebrity, an influencer, or a polished media personality. She was a woman from Dixon, Kentucky, navigating poverty, health struggles, and everyday survival. Long before television contracts, Tammy and her sister Tammy turned to YouTube. Their early videos were raw, unfiltered, messy, and often chaotic. There was no production value, no scripted drama, no calculated branding. Just two sisters sharing their lives with honesty and hum. Already, viewers are starting to wonder if the show can continue without her, and if TLC's incessant drama has finally reached a breaking point. When Amanda Halterman abruptly left 1000 LB Sisters, the fan reaction was nothing short of cataclysmic. Social media sites were inundated with posts, videos, and comments expressing shock, rage, and heartache within hours of the news surfacing. Amanda was more than simply a cast member to many. She was the sister who expressed what everyone else was thinking. She was honest, unvarnished, and unafraid to face the awkward realities that other family members shied away from. For fans, her departure from the program is like losing the series core. Amanda carried the last 2 seasons. A fan commented on Twitter, "It will only be contrived drama and tears. Without her, TLC eventually destroys everyone, so I don't blame her for leaving." Another person stated, "People loved Amanda because she was honest. I will no longer watch if TLC forced her out." Reddit posts devoted to the show received equally ferocious responses. TLC was accused by fans of purposefully making Amanda a villain in order to create drama. Producers conveniently omitted her moments of support and sympathy, while many drew attention to the fact that she had been edited in later seasons to appear harsher than she truly was. The deception appeared clear to longtime observers, and Amanda's decision to leave only strengthened their suspicions. It's interesting to note that Amanda's abrupt departure reflects a trend that TLC viewers have previously observed. There have been frequent complaints about the network's manipulation of plots, encouragement of fighting, and use of real-life suffering for entertainment on a number of popular shows, including Sister Wives, 90 Day Fiancé, Welcome to Platteville, and My 600 LB Life. In order to ensure dramatic episodes, producers have manipulated footage, staged confrontations, and even scripted